Welcome back, Sid.
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosnus. I expect he'll be in...
Ah, hey, word of your adventures arrived this morning.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. No one seems keen to join hand. Any news while we were away?
None worth me. Off keeping an eye on the Republic. Should be back any day.
And if anyone needs me, I'll...
Can't work that one out. There must be better places than that to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen. I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission, beginning to think your habit of surviving.
One might say the same.
Have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on us, especially memorable. To what do I owe be that you've come for one of my...
That's so hard to believe.
Very well. We start with this. Absolutely no one. Well, mostly. But the real question is... Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern days have seen the Blight rest continue to wage war on her rival across less blackened part on his sword than Walud ruling. The Empire pays dear beneath. Vesta set his sights on the crystal, an altogether easier target. While you were busying yourself with the destroyer made its move, subjugate a nation which could legitimately of the world to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the He was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without a matter of time before others reply in kind, Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, and of course, our friends in who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood.
You were born in Twinside.
Oh. Dark clouds are wont to gather over the dimity of it all. She has and when the storm has passed, I am confident. Now, as to the matter of payment for today, complete a simple...
Even.
Return this volume to Old Tomes. Tell him it was...
Suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian. Lawsman Harpock.
That is a name I have not heard for so long, in fact. Welcome home, Clive.
I believe this belongs to you.
Ready? Our resident scholar devoured. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary indulgence. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the access to the great libraries of Oriflamme, more that I have been able to find little and less.
Please. Don't apologize. In word to our associate.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right... Mayhap we look in the wrong places.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not...
The twins seem well.
Loss of their parents weighs heavy on them. Titan took much from us, the wounds that remain.
Which is why we must give them all the time.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to...
Good day. We'll be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so... I'd forgotten what it was like to be myself.
The scalpel did most of the work. Before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on...
Otto stole it.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Well, don't just stand there, go. It'd better I'll be here.
What do you need? What do you want? Should last you a good while.
Have you been to the toll?
I was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk. What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar and Hugo Kupka's and his men occupied with the defense of that's likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. It's our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. We have here our friends, the hideaway. Are they not called?
5 years. 5 long. Could only command this power I've been granted. We might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me.
An icon exacts a price not easily. Nobody knows this, only two. Merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I think has become abundantly. Crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon... And now they rob us of our very homes, dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. Yeah, because Joshua gave us a second chance. Pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. Sid.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. Which is ever closer to its end, and here we chase. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to...
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well. Make Martha leave the rest.
Something has happened to Martha. We need to speak with Otto.
What? Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria. Blood was spilled. Bones were broken. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the whole, intentions to the pallbearers. Meek, naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing. Complained that it was getting harder and harder.
Hands of the Empire. We could be...
A couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up. This is as bad as I think it is.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone... Of course.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
Fucking we're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to physical.
Sid? What said you? I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might, and it appears he was right.
They're saying the Imperials ascended like a stopping and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea?
Abbey sheltering.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people.
We were the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about... I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't...
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher...
Get those horses.
Look. Up ahead. Arthur.
Don't worry about... Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn black...
The Black Shields.
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. My poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough from...
Then, Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn?
I think so.
Black Shield. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far.
Over here! Rotor! This one! Get him!
Are we too late?
Someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait, these two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent. Looting with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offence.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
Is that all of them?
I think... I didn't see the abbot. The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him, pulling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
Every last one.
If only that were true.
I shall.
Where are you?
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest.
No, they didn't. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. Should consign them to the tide.
If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself.
I'll do it.
Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. There's a floating eyeball. You didn't see that coming. That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden.
And now they are truly... A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right. I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell...
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hand. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings the rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on village. Just nonsense concocted by the Emp. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Imperials think they can come in here again and fool us from Otto landed just because he asked me to tell you that Gav has...
Longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials... I wouldn't turn my nose up if...
Try not to move.
Oi! Are you handy with that? Of course you are. Bet you're a bloody... Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? It's a flock of
chocobos.
You heard me right. Just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock. Bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travellers round these parts from bandits.
Chocobos.
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Oh, go on then. Don't just stand there. Good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. Whiteheart and her flock. You hear? A bird in all the world. And don't worry.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck.
Chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. You hear, brave birds. Looks like they went that way. Chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Her? And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you. All right, then. You're safe now. White heart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, you sorted the bastards, then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone. Say she'd suit a fine fellow like his friend. Must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that, like her, would have cost a princely sum. Born a lord or something. Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. You done right by me.
What is it, girl?
Wants her master back, I reckon. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. Down the stables will be hearing... Oh, stay... Doesn't she cut an handsome figure?
She does indeed.
Few scraps of leather's the very least I owe all a year ago, of course. Don't you worry. We'll get along just fine with... You hear that, Whitehall? You've earned yourself some time off.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you. Where's Gav?
I hear there's trouble.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scout.
Where's my report?
No kind words for your old pal Gav.
It's kind words you're after. You're fishing in the wrong... Sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall? How pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to...
Leave independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treat.
Blighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. Republics finally decided to follow suit using liberation. Ambrek, lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperial.
All eyes are on the Strait of Orc.
Nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. 4 Mother Crystals remain in store near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia, Spine in Waloed, and Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
The bulk of the Republican army marching to Twins.
Move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these parts... There is one place, however, where no...
Drake's breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been...
Import is older who may be able to help. Uncle Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the 7 High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Ed. Rosfield. You're a Rosfield, of course.
Not in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. A fleet of ships.
Settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Like to touch him?
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't see...
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. Not about to let Kupka take us unawares. He has a knack for that sort of thing. Sid, who said that matters such as these are best left to Dom. His beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then. Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at...
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port, as many as we can, and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Out of our way.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which... 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all.
Of course, your lordship.
Then they must be here for something else.
Fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stopped. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants...
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on...
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. At least I think there was a Black Shield. That's all I ever saw.
Was this the first time they visited?
What do you think? There's the arse end of nowhere. And they... If only we were. I might have turned him in and become a Black Shield myself.
Firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing those Imperials.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village. And you are to leave Amber and never...
May I at least ask...
Know who you are or what brings you here. But your presence... The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. Some might call it some... Spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will... This village will not...
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats, in the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience, but...
Are you all right?
Sorry, we still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, Martha, who else in Rosaria would have the courage to stand against? I would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers. This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
More of my mother's men.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then? We owe you our thanks. Dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, your friends have been found. The branded await you in...
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. find something, boy. Death.
Oh, found her. Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this... I'll learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go. Leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Let's cross over to Rosabeth. Back to the stables, Carl. They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
Fly, Ambrosia.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. I told my uncle that better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! Have mercy. Voice-riddled dogs they are. Ignore us forever.
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, get enough for
Fuck off!
Find the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth?
Back to your stall!
Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
Chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the...
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yeah. Uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. And the entire... Do you think it's safe? News is, we haven't seen a single Black Shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Really is you.
So wait.
We can speak inside.
Those who wouldn't bend the knee?
Left before the Empire could make examples of us. Though we didn't go far together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. We've seen to it that their stay has been anything but. We've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's... The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her, her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less, barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at East. Since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
So do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening. Then the blood of their next victims will be yours.
And ours. Men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother cannot be allowed to continue. Must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you, for the good of Rosé.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good call.
You are welcome to what little we have managed to salvage. Will that be all? Honor.
Tell us then, Sir Wade.
Nothing fancy. Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge, seeing an opportunity to end the Guardians. The Black Shields will be met. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of, while the Black Shields have an advantage in number.
How small exactly?
Small enough. Now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
You arrived, that was your plan.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been...
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find...
There is but one thing which will grant them, putting an end to the Black Shield.
And so we shall.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Come along now.
The bastards are looking.
There they are. On your command, my lord. What is it now? We bear a message for the Vice from the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You pair of filthy vagabonds. A woman could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields. Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
More dragons!
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided, that this land is in dire need.
I don't see any more.
Nor do... We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! Perhaps this will be enough to...
Though I doubt my mother will take... She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields will preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another spill our home. And we must... For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot... And her...
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning, person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the...
Formal request for an audience would have appeared
must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement, send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the heart of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses
to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrong.
Might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardian. Play it, and those who love Rosaria will know where you're loyal.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking. Only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you, or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need...
Go on now, my lord.
How accommodate? Do you really think they believe we are who...
Yes, my uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago, and for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil, the Unshod.
Do, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddu in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. Always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Saint. Did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
They will regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. On sit. Did you use the good plates, Rutherford? So you arrive late to one of her cullings. Vicereine Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are has changed. Quite what, I don't know. We knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
Or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
He's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Nation will be forever in your debt.
It's been 20 years. Your father and your forefathers fought to defend. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. Recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is you were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw. It would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my fun.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. Their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. Had become a monster. I don't want to be a monster, Clive. I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my...
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease.
Promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us.